If you ever watch the news, then you constantly hear about inflation, but have you ever heard of Ramflation? We're going to see that in today's video. Before we get into this, I'll include a link to the Ram here in Provo's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood is the new high output Cummins that puts out 430 horsepower and then 1,075 pound-feet of torque. It's still a 6.7 liter turbo diesel inline 6, and it now goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now, Ram has that signature hood design where everything raises up towards the center, makes it look a lot larger. We have this new split light headlight design, and you'll notice that you have pretty fancy lights even for the Big Horn. They're not halogens anymore. Chrome here with the Ram logo. This is equipped with fog lights, parking sensors, and recovery points too. And it does paint elements like the bumpers with the sport package. Tire and wheel setup is 275 by 70 by 18. Chrome there with the coloration for the wheels. We also have a bunch of chrome badging here on the side too. And this one's a 3500, so we do have leaf springs in the back. Here's your side profile. This is where you can see it's a crew cab with the 8-foot bed. And when it comes to the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, and the Ram logo on the back. Now, popping inside, the tailgate is not dampened, so you do have to lower it down under your own strength. We do have LED lights, and we've got the 5th wheel prep from the factory with this particular one, and bed liner as well. Tailgate itself is very light. Really cool looking taillights here on the back, more chrome badging, body painted bumper as well. So I think we can say the exterior of this truck's pretty nice looking. Let's now pop inside. Now I've got some stitching and soft touch here, a little bit of cloth insert there, nice trim up above that. Cloth trim on the seats with this particular one because it is a Big Horn packaged truck. We've got some storage under the seats with the fold out floors to make the loading floor flat. And if you go to the rubber floor mat and lift it up, you do have an ice bucket underneath on either side. Now this is still the previous generation cab, so it's got good legroom, not as good as the new 1500, but you do have some nice vents here on the rear for the passengers. And I do want to mention the rear glass does not open. Let's now pop up front. Now I've got more of that stitching and soft touch up front. You can see the nice trim there with the cloth trim as well. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then down below the mirrors do power fold in. They also power extend out, and you can adjust the convex mirror with power. We've got 4,044 pounds of payload capacity with this truck, and then our gross vehicle weight rating is 12,300 pounds. Cloth here with the trim on the front seat. The seat is power adjustable and has lumbar support. Automatic lights. You also have the control for the fog light and the cargo light. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. Start it up. Ram logo front and center with the steering wheel, nice soft touch trim all around. There are radio controls in the back as well as your adaptive cruise control on the front, gear limiter as well. And then just partial controls for the center on the left side. Regular turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and then we've got a new column shifter here. It's electronic now. Mostly analog gauge cluster with a small screen in the center, which you can change what that displays depending on the information you want to see. We do have a 360 camera system with this particular truck. Good resolution with the different viewpoints. Now the infotainment system itself is massive. There's climate controls on either side, radio controls, and then at the bottom you got stuff for your parking sensors, tow haul mode, diesel exhaust brake, trailer brake controls. Shortcut bar here at the bottom of the screen to dive into the different tabs. It does take a second for most of the pages to load up, but overall response is pretty quick. This also comes with a part-time 4-wheel drive system. Got a bunch of little USB ports down below. This has the bench center console, so we've got a USB port inside, soft touch here on the top, cup holders up front. Not only is this a bench seat, but you can pull this up for more storage underneath the seat. Big Horn logo on the top glove box lid, and you have a bottom glove box that's actually lockable. A lot of glare, but total MSRP $78,675. Let's see how this truck performs. Well, let us set off. Almost sounds like I'm saying lettuce, but I'm saying lettuce. Lettuce? Lettuce. It's almost the same thing. Ramflation, right? It's real. It's definitely real. $80,000 for a long bed diesel Big Horn. And you know, it's not just Ram that this has happened to. This has happened to every single automaker as automakers have added more equipment to their vehicles as not only standard, but options. And so, you know, part of it's like people demand more stuff. Like, think about this, for example. People, at this point nowadays, I'd say most people say a car has to have cruise control. The federal government mandates backup cameras. Most people would say, oh, I've got to have power locks and power windows, right? So there's some, you know, that's part of the reason why vehicles are more expensive. People kind of demand more features. A lot of people want safety tech and all this and that. But also just vehicles have gotten more expensive. Like, just straight up. There's no two ways about it. Now I will say the diesels got not only great power, but it's pretty darn smooth. Now the 3500 unloaded is going to be a little bit of a firmer ride. It's not uncomfortable, it's just firmer. And this new high output flies. It's pretty darn quick. And the torque's really good. It's got this nice, smooth torque band. And that's what I expect from a big diesel like this. Man, that is powerful. And smooth. Again, it's smooth. Sounds great too. Sounds a lot better than Ford and Chevy because it sounds like a real diesel versus Ford and Chevy. I mean, they're diesels, but they just don't have that same deep muscular tone, I suppose is a good way to put it. Yeah, you gotta love the Cummins. It's not just the performance, it's just the sound it makes. And you know, they've done a pretty good job with reliability with these Cummins. You know, transmission was an issue back in the day, but it seems like when they did the ice and that kind of fixed it, and this new 8-speed, hopefully it's good. I think it probably will be, because ZF has a pretty good reputation for making good transmissions. So, time will tell, of course. But where are all these people coming from? This is a side note, but I found out why there's so much like, there used to never be traffic like this time of the day. I found out why there is, because so many boomers in Utah are retiring, and they're deciding to drive around and do stuff in the middle of the day, and so that's where all this traffic. I was talking to someone about it, I was like, why? And that's the answer they told me. So boomers, right? They're always to blame for everything. And this definitely has a heavy feel to it. But this is not a hard truck to drive. So, the truck drives well. It's just so expensive. Like, man, oh man. $80,000, and this isn't even fully loaded. You know, if the average person made $80,000 per year individual, then I would say, yeah, you know, for a big diesel truck, that makes sense. But the average person makes like 40 grand a year, right? Individual. So I just don't know who's gonna buy a relatively basic truck. I mean, it's got some nice features like the turn signal camera, it's got heated seats, but no power sliding rear window, for example. Like, who's gonna buy a relatively basic truck for $80,000? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.